all mine, all mine. The fog on the Tyne is all mine. Hi, in this guitar video we're going to be taking a look at how to play the Lindisfarne song, Fog on the Tyne. Queen connection there. The album Fog on the Tyne was on Trident Records back in 1971, I believe. And also in 2015 when Queen Adam Lambert played Newcastle Arena, Brian May, he played the chorus of this Fog on the Tyne to a Newcastle crowd, which went down quite well, just before going into Love of My Life. And he played it in the key that this song is in, which is G. So the intro is an acoustic guitar intro, because I suppose it's very much like a folk song and has become very traditional in the northeast here, almost like an anthem. And it starts off with this. That's going to be played 4 times. So we have that G, open A, hammer onto the second, open D, hammer onto the second, hit the second again before moving to the open G. So look at that. Which is going to be played 4 times. If we listen to the record, it sounds like there's a guitar. We could just strum G throughout if we were a beginner. If we listen to the record, you can hear the bass guitar playing that kind of thing going on. I have seen this finger picked where we can play like that, where when we hammer on, I'll put the guitar tab on the screen, hammer on to the second, play the D note on the 3rd fret of B, hammer on to on the D string, back to that same D on the B string, and then before going to open G. So we could do it like that, or we could make life really simple and go is very light on the record. We come to the first verse and really doing a G, C to G. I'll play the first half of the first verse through. Sitting in a sleazy snack bar sucking sickly sausage rolls. So we're going from a G, sitting in a sleazy C snack bar, back to G, sucking C, sickly D, sausage, G rolls. We then have our little intro riff there. So we got sitting in a sleazy snack bar sucking sickly sausage rolls. Right. Second half of the verse, slipping down slowly, slipping down sideways, think outside of the door. So the first half, the first bit of the second half of the verse starts off in the same fashion. G, slipping down slowly, C, slipping down, C, G, sideways. We then going to go C, D7, E minor. Think I'll sign off the E minor, do. If you don't come from England, signing off the dole means that you're no longer unemployed and that you're going to get yourself a job. Interesting fact, because we take it for granted that here in Britain that everybody knows what the dole is. So our first verse should sound like this. Sitting in a sleazy snack bar sucking sickly sausage rolls. Slipping down slowly, slipping down sideways, think I'll sign off the door. And there's a bit of a rest there. We then come to the chorus. Cause the fog on the Tyne is all mine, all mine. The fog on the Tyne is all mine. The fog on the Tyne is all mine, all mine. The fog on the Tyne is all mine. So we're going through a very similar, if not the same chord progression as before, but we haven't added that little in there. So we've got that G, the fog on the Tyne is all C, mine, all G, mine. C, fog on the D, Tyne is all G, mine. Go through that again. Fog on the Tyne is all mine, all mine. Then we have that C, D7, A minor. Fog on the Tyne is all mine. We then have our then come to our second verse. Now the only difference between the second verse and the first verse is we don't have that little intro riff in the middle there. So we have this could a copper catch, crook a coffin maker, could a copper comprehend, what a crook copper what a crook a coffin make, it is just an undertaker who undertakes to be your friend. Not very well, I'll get mixed up with the words on that. If you know what a crooked coffin maker is, put it in the comments. A copper here in Britain is a policeman, I believe, according to this song, but I don't know what a crooked coffin maker who undertakes to be your friend is, so that would be interesting if you knew that. We then come to our chorus again. The fog on the Tyne is all mine, all mine. The fog on the Tyne is all mine. The fog on the Tyne is all mine, all mine. The fog on the Tyne is all mine. We then play our intro riff twice. We then come to our third verse, where we're going to play tell the truth tomorrow, today will take its time to tell what tonight will bring. So that's the same as the first verse. Presently we'll have the pine together, everybody do their thing. And here we then come to the instrumental section. My guess is if you're a busker, you're probably not going to play this, but the instrumental section, we're going to play a D to A minor chord progression to begin with. And again, G to E minor. And again, to A. The whole thing again, and again D, A minor, back to D, G, A minor, and again to A, to D. We then have our introduction. We then come to the last verse in the song. We can swing together, we can have a wee wee, we can have a wet on the wall. We then come to the last half of the verse. If someone slips a whisper, that's a simple sister, slap them down and slobber on their smells. And then we have our chorus. The fog on the Tyne is all mine, all mine. The fog on the Tyne is all mine. The fog on the Tyne is all mine, all mine. The fog on the Tyne is all mine. We then repeat and fade out. So as always, thank you for watching, and I hope that helps you be able to play Fog on the Tyne by Lindisfarne.